Hey everybody, we've got some stuff to talk about. First and foremost, comments. I am shocked that so many people are shocked that comments have been disabled on most videos on my channel. And I'm a bit disappointed, honestly, because this is stuff we've known about. This is stuff that's been talked about for over a month and a half. I've personally done 3 videos about the changes coming to YouTube at the beginning of January 2020. I've talked about it probably too much on Twitter. I've talked about it on jangbricks.com. So many YouTube creators have talked about the changes coming to YouTube, including the disabling of comments on so much content out there. Folks in the toy space, folks in the animation space, crafting, gaming, some really, really big YouTubers a lot of big YouTubers have talked about it. PewDiePie did a video about this. So I'll link, for folks who don't understand, I'll link in the video description to one video from YouTube itself that I think is the most succinct explanation of the situation. It's from YouTube, so it's not absolutely accurate, an accurate portrayal of the situation, but at least it does give you all of the information in a Cliff Notes version. So if you want to know basically what's going on, I think that's the best place, the best single place to go. And if you want to learn more, there's a ton of information out there about it. Because like I said, so many people have been talking about it, including me. So nobody should be surprised right now that comments are disabled on most of my videos. However, I will be, and I have been, trying to plan ways to get comments back by changing the way that I do content to not have to be marked in a way that disables comments on YouTube. I won't get into any of the details of the kind of the backstory stuff that I've already talked about at length in the past of the FTC, COPPA, YouTube, terrible, ridiculous misunderstandings and misinformation that's been shared around. And I won't get into all of that. Look at the video in the video description, and then you can go back through my previous videos if you want to see other stuff that I've talked about this issue. Comments are disabled because of YouTube, not because of me. And I will be working to fix that by changing the type of content that I do, and by doing more content that will be able to still have comments enabled. However, that said, we're gonna get to this stuff. That said, having comments disabled for a few days now has actually been, for me and for my moderators, a bit of a blessing in disguise, because I really didn't realize just how much time we spend moderating, because all comments across all of my channels are moderated by hand, manually. They're read and one by one checked and moderated to make sure that no bad stuff gets out there. I didn't realize how much time and effort that was really taking, because just comments on new videos, that's fine and that's great. I believe it or not, like to get feedback. A lot of people want to believe that's not the case, but they're wrong. Period. Paragraph. I like to get feedback, and I like to see people talking with each other about stuff that I've covered. It's to me, it's more enjoyable to see people talking back and forth between each other about stuff that I've done a video on than it is to get even feedback directly to me. But the thing that's rough about having the entire channel and all of my channels moderated across all of them is that even like 6-year-old videos are still getting comments, and YouTube does not make it easy for you to see those comments. You have to wait for the page, because just from a technical perspective, they've never really considered folks like me who do what we're supposed to do and moderate and keep track of comments on channels that have at least some likelihood of being watched by kids. We're supposed to do that. It would make everything better if we all did that, but then YouTube doesn't help us out. So it's really difficult, and it takes a ridiculous amount of time to go back and just get YouTube to load onto the comment moderation page, the old comments, especially when they're replies to other ones. It's just so slow. It takes up so much time. and for such a small number of comments on the old stuff. So I've actually learned something from this experience. As I move in a direction of getting comments enabled on more of my videos on this channel in the future, I'm going to try to move in a direction of having maybe comments on for a certain period of time, like for a month or something like that, and then disable them after that when almost nobody is commenting, and the returns that the community the community gets the returns that I get from comments on older stuff, it just diminishes so quickly, and the amount of time that it takes to manage all that just goes up and up and up because of YouTube's poor tools for that. Just something that I think can make my life much better in the future. It's already helping me just in this short little period of time that I've had a little bit of respite from the moderation. It's already helping me to be more productive. I have 2 Lego catalogs here in front of me because they came in the mail. Don't know why I got 2, but I did. And well, a lot of you haven't heard about comments being disabled or the whole COPPA thing on YouTube, all the YouTube changes for 2020. So I'm certain most of you have not heard that I have a dog. I have a dog. His name is Bimo, after the Adventure Time character. And he's an inside dog, and he has the kill intruders instinct, especially for non-human intruders. I'm still working on the human part. He still kind of likes humans. But male is considered an intruder to him for sure. So he kills male when it comes in, often, especially the bigger stuff. He finds it to be more of a threat. And so he has killed both of these. You can see a little bit of damage at the top. I'm going to start with this catalog because I want to go through this and just talk about stuff at a high level. And then I think I'm going to switch to this one because from what I've seen, this one gets worse as the teeth marks get deeper, going farther back into there. Actually, just today, I received my order from Lego.com, which included this right here. So I will be starting my build on the modular bookstore very soon here. Looking forward to that. I just don't have a Lego store near me. It really takes a lot of time out of a day to go all the way out there just to get stuff. So I prefer not to do that. So in this case, to get the Lego exclusive thing, I ordered it online and I've been working since then. I've been getting plenty done, being more and more productive. So I'll be reviewing this fully. I also did kind of a official picture based overview of it. So I won't lean on that very much. Oh, okay. So the set on the front, over 100 new sets. Look at that. Over 100 new sets have been released. Are they really just talking about the newest new ones? It looks like it. Because sometimes they can say, oh, this is new for the past year. But no, none of this stuff is saying new. I don't think they're going to cover all 100 new sets. But yeah, for a single release period, that's pretty significant. All of these also came. I ordered all of these from Lego.com. They came in the same order today. So I'll be getting to those. Been looking forward to those. This first and foremost, that's the number one. This is probably number 2 of interest. And then I'm torn between these, but I have a little more leaning towards this just because they haven't done anything Japanese before. This is the first Japanese card that they've covered in Speed Champions. So I'll be getting to those pretty soon as well. And I didn't get these locally because they haven't come out locally in my region. Doesn't matter if they've come out in your region. That's cool. Doesn't help me at all. The train or trucks or whatever that carried the major hauls of Lego stuff just didn't make it to my area. I only got at local stores, even to this day, even to right now, of the stuff that was officially released on Gen 1 and has been showing up in stores in various places in various countries for the past month or so. Only a tiny number of sets actually showed up in any stores near me. I did a run through my local region, a bunch of stores, like half a dozen or something like that, and only a tiny number of sets have arrived in our area at all. It is what it is. It's been plenty. I've been able to, work. I have not run out of sets to do anything. So no complaints from me in that sense. Just letting you guys know kind of how things are, how reality is. Just because somebody somewhere gets something doesn't mean that it is everywhere. Just because something shows up at a store near you doesn't mean that it's at a store near me or anyone else for that matter. I've also got a set of these that I ordered from, I don't remember if it was Bricklink or eBay, but a full set. So I'll be doing the review of these fairly soon. I actually started on the build for this on a day when I was getting a little bit low, when I only had some relatively cheap and younger oriented sets left in my queue for a short time. I started working on that, but then I got a bunch of other stuff in. So I've taken a break from that for now to focus on some other stuff. I personally am not planning on doing all of the hidden side sets this time around. I think I got 3 of them in the order that I received today. I know I got this. I think I got this. And I believe I would have ordered this. I think this is the more important one here. And I should have gone back and checked that before starting this video, but I'm not doing all of them. I'm not doing this one. I'm not doing this one. They just don't seem like things that a lot of people would be interested in. So just in terms of my, I'm sorry, I was keeping my finger up here talking about these. So just in terms of my, he looks so much like Scott from Ninjago there. Interesting. In terms of just my own priorities, I'm trying to focus more on things that more people are interested in, followed by things that I personally am interested in, and then anything else is after that, and stuff that really has minimal interest to both of us, both sets of folks that matter here on both sides of the camera. I'll probably just let go to the wayside, because I have a Lego City, believe it or not. I'd still like to work on that, believe it or not. And it'd be good to do that. This I kind of want. I kind of want this because I've always liked cranes, especially road-going ones, self-propelled cranes. And it's $100. That's not too bad, I think, for its size and its complexity, for sure. I might end up getting that just out of my own interest. I do like cars as well, but this is $125 and doesn't come with a controller. You have to use your smartphone. It's probably pretty slow. I don't know. Not so much interest in that myself. Do have interest in that, although it does not perform well. I still do have interest in it. I want to do something like that someday, whether it's based on an official set or something as a custom build. I want to do something like that. This interests me, but I don't have any bodies of water near me where I could really use it. I'd love to actually set this up and put it out in the water and sail it around a bit, as intended. See if I can actually get it to work, or put a motor in this. It would need some modification, but this alternate form of it, I would like to do that, but it's just not practical. This I'm going to skip, most likely. This I'm going to skip. This I'm going to skip. There are, I think it's here. Back here. This I'm going to get. Actually, no, this I already have. I already got this because it looks so much like my first ever RC car that I got when I was, I think I was 7 or 8 for my birthday. Maybe it was 8th birthday. It's probably my 8th, I think. But yeah, I'll be able to bring out, actually, some years ago, got on eBay an exact, that exact car. It wasn't the one that I had, but it was, an identical one to what I had. So I'll be able to show this compared to my first RC car from when I was a kid. Just a fun little thing. Okay, they're still advertising this. I think this is going away pretty soon. If I'm not remembering that incorrectly, I think this is going to be retired. I might be remembering that wrong. Hasn't this sold well though? I feel like there was a bunch of interest in this right up to the point when it was announced, and then it just kind of fell off. This is cool. That worked out well. This is much loved. I hope this sticks around for quite some time, because it's just brought so much joy to so many people. Even people who haven't bought it just like to look at it. So I'm glad to have it in my building studio. Continues to bring me joy. I'll probably move it around, get a little more light on it. This just, sorry, not going to review it. Not interested in it. Know nothing about Friends. It's just plenty of other people have covered it. This thing, so big, so cool, so expensive, so hollow. It's good for what it is. Just really expensive and big. I have no place for it. I literally have no place to put it. So yeah, not getting that either. I've got my my Superstar Destroyer. That's my one thing that my one huge Lego ship that I can keep for myself that I'm happy to have. So that, yeah, it takes care of that need or that desire. These microfighters are pretty cool for their figures. Well, these are microfighters, and then this battle pack. I got these two. I don't know if I'm going to review the two together. I'll certainly build them together because, I mean, they're just little things. Might even throw this in there as well. I did get that, even though it's a 4+ set. I feel like it might be an interesting little army builder for folks who want to do a scene with multiple snowspeeders, just because it's fairly cheap. And I have just, I covered that already. I have just built both of these. So you'll see builds for those showing up very soon, and reviews for those will be in one video as well, just because they kind of go together and they're both small. The multi-review format when I'm covering small sets has worked very well for most people. Yeah, some people don't like it because it's different. Some people don't like it for other reasons, and that's okay. That's going to happen. But on the whole, for the most part, they've worked out very well. So I'm definitely going to continue on that. Just recently covered this. Such a disappointment for that price. Oh, you know what? I actually got just a reaction right there when I saw that price. It actually made me mad. A little bit surprised and a little bit mad when I saw that. Even though I've covered this already, I've talked about it. Just being out of the mindset of reviewing this and thinking about it, and then coming back to it, and then seeing that. Like this, I mean, it's not bad. There's some interesting stuff about this. To me, just visually. The fuselage area is not so interesting. But like that's interesting. And I see that. No. If it was $40, yeah, I might even get a couple and mess around with modifications to one. $50, it would be okay. 60, probably not for me, but maybe not unreasonable. 70, 80, nah, not good. Got to get back to more Ninjago stuff as well. I'm focusing on the season 12 stuff. Season 12 is wonderful for me personally, because so much of that stuff, just unmodified, will go right into the Melonby district, the cyberpunk little mini town underneath my city. And it'll add so much stuff to that, which is kind of cool that the whole idea for that and the direction it's going was initially anchored by the Ninjago city set. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of Ninjago influence down there. A lot more than I ever expected, which is okay. But this is just perfect for that, for me personally. I don't know how well it's going to work out as a season, but for me, it's definitely working out. I like all the colors and the figures and stuff. It's interesting. I did get all of the Ninjago things, including the legacy things, including even this, even though it's a 4+ set. Got that as well. So I'll be reviewing those. I'll try to intersperse some of them with the season 12 stuff as well. But I'm going to focus on the season 12 stuff. I did actually buy 2 of these so that I can build both forms at once. It's a 2-in-1 model. Mech rebuilds into a jet. It's not transforms into a jet. It'd probably be cool to see if some folks do minor modifications to medium level modifications to allow you to actually transform something that looks like this into something that looks basically like this. That's not for me. My time would be better served working on my city if I was able to get that time. But for now, I did buy 2 of those, and who knows, I might do some modifications with one of them if I feel like it. But yeah, I'm working my way through this stuff. My plan was not to go through all of the city police stuff for this year. I did buy this. I don't remember if I got this or not. I have this on hand because I wanted to. First of all, it's a big set. I wanted to see how its value actually worked out, and I did want to try out one of their helicopter, little single seat helicopter things. My plan was to not buy this because just looking at it, I can already tell it's not a good deal. $100 for this, it's so simple. But let me know if you disagree with that, or just more importantly, disagree with my decision to not buy that. If you really want me to do this, I will do it. And that reminds me, I do need to get something. Yeah, this does not have everything in it. Definitely does not have everything in it, because there's a fire version of this as well and stuff. But I forgot I do need to get one of these types of sets from City from this season that has the magnet set in it, because that was very interesting to me, and I want to see how that works out. I don't know if it'll be this set in particular, because gosh, we've gotten so many of that helicopter. It's boring, but I do want one of the new motorcycles. Not sure which way to go on that. But yeah, let me know about that police station, that $100 juniors level. Was it 4 plus or 5 plus? I think it's 5 plus police station. If you want me to cover that. But 6 plus actually. Interesting. Looks like it could be 5 plus. I guess just because of the number of pieces. I did get both of these. Wow, they look awesome. I will be building those separately, and I will review them separately, independently. Even though they're small sets, I think they each deserve their own video. And the last 2 Minecraft sets that I need to cover are this, the Illager Raid, and then the Taiga Adventure, which is the little one with the fox. I'll probably cover those 2 together just because that's all that I have left in the Minecraft theme. And this is a decent sized one, and this is tiny. So, I'll take care of that really quickly. Trolls. They did a bunch of troll sets. They invested into this a lot more than I thought they would. Not just in the number sets, but in the complexity of these sets. These are way more complex than the Angry Birds sets, especially when you consider the parts that they made just for these. Not just the figures, but also the prints and this set that has the musical notes, and I think there's something else in there. Oh yeah, the loot. So I have already purchased one of these sets. I got it today. I don't remember which one it is. Which is it? None of these is looking particularly familiar to me. Oh, I didn't even realize that. No, it's not as cool as it looked at first. But I'm going to make sure I get at least one of that musical note set somehow. Whichever one it is. I would prefer the yellow, actually, over the medium azure. But I think I can use those for my music store. I think there's also a new Duplo guitar that might work for a sign outside my music store. I'm just open to new possibilities there. But I'm definitely not going to cover this entire theme because I don't think most of my viewers have any interest in it whatsoever. I personally am not interested in trolls. But I'm not offended by them like a lot of people are. Oh, this one has silver musical notes. Maybe I should get that. What else does this set have that I might be personally interested in? These tile pieces, those are pretty cool. I think these are like felt. Those wings, they look like felt or foam maybe. Not vinyl. It's not that much in that set otherwise that I like. I think these roller coaster pieces are in lavender. I'm not going to use that. It would just be for the silver. So I might even just bricklink those pieces. This is cool. I wonder if that has the entire set. I wonder if that actually moves. It makes it look like it's moving. It probably doesn't. But I wonder if they have the entire underwater creatures set with this, even though they're only using one piece of coral. Oh, that's that's coral in coral. Coral colored coral. That's actually really cool. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna need to bricklink that. Because I got a bunch of the first color that they did, which was teal for this piece. But I got confused. The Friends sets that introduced that coral piece have coral colored sea life, but then they have this piece in teal. So I got a bunch off Bricklink in teal, or was it Bricks and Pieces? I need to get some of those coral ones because they look really cool. We need to talk about these. I don't think I've talked about these before, because this whole concept of going to the miniature world feels to me like a direct ripoff of Mega Construx. A direct ripoff of Mega Construx and their Utes series, which never even really got a proper launch, but they have exactly these little miniature figures. Yeah, feels kind of blatant to me, and it's definitely possible that two sets of designers could come to that same conclusion of let's offer up some smaller sets and to get to enable kids to use their imagination in a large world, a large space, in a smaller actual physical space. Large in imagination, small in actual physical space. Let's scale down figures and do smaller ones so we can give kids more at a lower price. Although $20 isn't that low of a price, honestly. I don't know. But Mega did it first. I'm just saying. Facts. Mega Construx did that first. You could say that Playmobil did it first with their little micro worlds, which were really interesting. Magnet-based things with some of the pieces being so small that they would have a magnet in the base to make sure that they wouldn't fall over and they wouldn't go all over the place. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And this is actually really good. This looks really nice to me. It does use some very large pieces, but it just looks cool. And the ray looks very cool as well. This seems like a fantastically well designed set. Not one that I'm interested in buying, but it looks really well done. In general, okay, cool. We've got some of the Friends stuff here. In general, I feel like the Friends stuff that I've seen on shelves this year, the new stuff, is on stride. It is really good. They started out fairly strong and feel like they got stronger, and then Elves really took it to a higher level, and then they took a step back with their colors and some of their builds. Like this car is probably one of the best cars that they've done in the Friends series at all. It fits two figures side by side, and yet it's not enormous in size, the whole thing, and it's compacted. It just the colors aren't too ridiculous. Looks like it's got some cargo space in the back, and it just, I don't know, it looks like a car rather than something really, really weird, and it holds two figures, so that's good. This, I think, actually looks good, although I believe that is a vinyl piece. If that's not a vinyl piece, then this might be better than I think. If it's vinyl, then it's probably not as good as it looks here, because the vinyl stuff is very, very shiny. It has tons of glare that comes through, and it does not look good. It does not look nearly as good in person as you see here. But if this is actually a cloth piece, like a synthetic cloth, that actually could be decent if it has that satin texture. This baking competition, my wife loves baking competition shows, watches them all the time. It's kind of a big deal right now. And this set looks set up very well. The cake topper pieces, I guess it's supposed to represent icing, but it also could be just carved marzipan, around the edges. That's a cool, interesting pair of pieces that they came up with, and just overall the layout of this is very good, I think, and it lends itself well to being expanded upon. Getting a little bit tired of the whole sexist meme that outdates the very word meme of, girls are great and boys suck, and they destroy everything. That, I feel like that doesn't need to be reinforced as much as it is. I feel like it's not the most constructive way to help, the genders come together and see each other on a more even keel. It's okay to make fun of people, but I just feel like this happens a little bit more frequently than is necessary. Baby dolphin or porpoise, I don't know if I've seen that before. I think it has been around before. But regardless, that in that color looks really cool. And that lime green colored tuft there, that's been done before, I believe, in that color. But I like it. But I probably won't get this set. I probably won't get any of these sets. Oh, look, they're showing more. Hospital. Heart Lake City gets another hospital. How come Lego City gets so few hospitals, gets so little in the way of medical consideration? Why? This, I think, is smaller than it appears overall. $50 though. Okay, that might not be so bad. 340, it's 379 pieces. It's the price to part ratio is the way it is because there's so many large pieces. So that kind of makes sense. I think that the overall size of this will work out. They did a bunch of these. They are doing a bunch of these play cubes. Those make sense. $10, yeah, that works. Lots of accessories, easy storage there. That works. And plus, when you open it up, it's like you've got two rooms or at least a room there, and you can put multiple ones together in a play scenario, and set up a building basically with those. And they do have studs and anti-studs, so you can build upon them. So that works. This thing, the Barbie Dream Camper, is essentially what this is, right? Yeah, they call it a bus and stuff, but it looks a little bit, what am I feeling right now? I feel like it looks a little bit empty, but why? But there are a lot of details in there, and there are a lot of different things. You've got a garden up here, you've got a pool here, slide. What is it about this that I find unsatisfactory in its design? Is it just how plain this is here? I don't know. I feel biased against this. I feel like I'm wrong for that. I feel like this is better than I think it is. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to find out, because I seriously doubt I will be purchasing that. And then one last thing. Got to turn the page back here. So I ended up being able to go through just one catalog. That's the back of the catalog. It's address up above. That's the back of the catalog, just shows this. And I already covered that. $90. Oh, at least I didn't get as much of an instinct, an automatic reaction to this as I did with the TIE Fighter one, the TIE Dagger one. This isn't as bad of a deal as the TIE Dagger, in my opinion, but it's still $90. $90. 761 pieces. Not a lot of big pieces within that. X-Wings are cool, but it's not like this is an iconic X-Wing at that, that particular one. I think it looks cool, but I don't think anybody's going to find it to be worth that, especially in the long term. It's not going to be a good investment. It doesn't have intrinsic value like that. Okay. So I managed to get through one of these catalogs, didn't have to go through the other. This one started like this and then got worse. This one started messed up and then actually got better. Yeah, maybe these two were together. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. These two were probably together when they came through the mail slot, and BMO jumped up and grabbed it and killed it as a pair. That's probably what happened. Anyway, comments are gone. It's not my fault. I'm following the rules best I can. I spent months researching, reading the FTC rules, the YouTube copies of those rules and restatements of those rules, reading all the individual tweets. I've got countless direct quotes to actual sources. I've listened to all of the lawyer videos, including the ones where lawyers are talking against other lawyers who've talked about the same thing, taking apart their own legal arguments. I've seen some of the stuff that pushes off to the edges of saying maybe the whole COPPA thing as it has been implemented specifically for the YouTube settlement that was arrived at with the help of the New York State Attorney General's office may not even hold up in a court of law eventually. There are some arguments that the way it's being applied to YouTube is illegal. But I have a channel to do. I have a hobby, to continue with. I've got a lot of folks that watch my content, and I don't want to risk losing all of that on a possibility that maybe it'll be challenged in court. For right now, I just want to continue to make my content. So that's what I'm doing. I'm following the letter of the rules. And yeah, people like to say, no, you're following the wrong letter. Nope, I'm not. You don't understand. If you think that I'm doing the wrong thing, you haven't read the same things that I have, and you've been a little bit too selective and optimistic. I'm doing what is correct based on everything that I have read. If anything changes, if anything gets clarified significantly and directly and explicitly in a way that allows me to reset my settings, to turn off the 4 kids designation. Apologies for the air quotes. I shouldn't do that. It's lame. Take away the 4 kids designation for a lot of my videos, I will jump on that. I will happily reverse course. But for now, I'm going to continue to move forward, just like I've said since the announcement in September of these YouTube changes coming up, or the settlements with the FTC since the announcement in November. Nothing has changed in my direction. I've learned lots new, but nothing has changed what I know I need to do based on that, based on the actual rules as they have been written to date and as has been repeatedly clarified. So I'm moving forward, continuing to move forward, continuing to do my content and working to increase quality as I always try to do on a somewhat regular basis. I've got my speed builds that I'm still doing. I've got my pure builds that I'm still doing. The pure builds is a type of content that, in my view, just does not have any chance of being seen as appealing primarily to kids or even as a mixed audience sort of situation. It's really not for kids. It's stuff that kids don't want. It's so boring. No young kids want to watch. Correction. Very few, extremely very few young kids want to watch me build a Lego set for an hour, not talking, not doing anything, just putting pieces together. Snap, click, click. That's not for kids at all. I'm very confident in calling that general audience content. So my Pure Builds channel is marked not for kids, and you can still comment over there. You can still comment on my blog. You can comment on Twitter, Facebook. I've been putting up videos there. Instagram, try to keep that somewhat active as well. And I will continue to do videos on this channel like this one that are more general audience types of content. And I'll try to find ways. I'll continue to look for ways to do more. I've been thinking about it for months now of ways to adjust my content away from just being, there's a toy and there's a toy action figure, play features and shooters and things. That's too kid directed per the rules as they are written. I can't mark content like this in clear with a clear conscience and no lack of or a total lack of concern that I'll be caught as not for kids. I can't mark this stuff as not for kids. I cannot. It's mixed audience at best. It's not for kids. It's, you know what? I've said all of this stuff so many times. I'm not going to say it again. I'm just going to stop at this point. I'm going to keep doing more work and look for ways to do more videos that you can still comment on, because I like comments, but I don't like having to moderate comments that are way, 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 way old and then nobody even cares about anymore. So that's where I'm at. That's what my thinking is. Thank you for watching. I'm going to get back to work and keep doing what I do.